Avengers Assemble number 9, which was released in 2012, witnessed the beginning of a cool event which lasted for 3 issues, in which the Avengers joined forces to overcome a deadly threat. The book opens at the Avengers Tower, with Tony and Banner talking about Lake Vostok in Antarctica. Banner says that this lake is 20 million years old, and that a team of Russians managed to get a sample out of it a couple of months ago, but the sample is gone. A scientist whose name is Sergei Sorokin also went missing along with the sample, and what makes things worse is that Sorokin's colleagues at Camp Vostok have not been heard from since the day of his disappearance. With that, the Avengers decide to check what's going on, and divide themselves into teams, as Tony goes with Thor and Banner with Spider-Woman, who claims that she can control the Hulk. Hulk tells Jessica that she can't control him, but Jessica uses her disruptive pheromones and tells Hulk to make her a sandwich, and Hulk works hard to prepare the best sandwich he could make for his partner. Later on, the Avengers arrive in Antarctica, where Spider-Woman, who teamed with Hulk, feels so cold, but Hulk feels nothing. Meanwhile, Thor and Iron Man arrive in the camp, where they find tracks of large feet. Suddenly, they get swarmed and attacked by alien monsters, and they start fighting them back when Hulk and Spider-Woman arrive and help taking down the monsters. They then get into the facility, only to find the staff slaughtered inside. The Avengers then take the bodies out and bury them. Hulk and Iron Man get inside again. To figure out what happened, Hulk reverts back to Banner, while Tony deduces that the nature of the wounds suggests that something burst out from the inside, using the staff as incubators. Someone pumped the bacteria into the camp's water supply, but Tony's information comes a bit late, as Banner already drank the infected water. Thor and Spider-Woman join them shortly after, while Tony reports to Captains America and Marvel what happened to Banner. The captains trace Sorokin to an authorized plane flying over Australia and intercept it and demand they land immediately, but they get no response, forcing them to move to Plan B. The aircraft is commanded by a ruthless terrorist named Young Guang Han, who abducted Sorokin before poisoning the other scientists' water supply to use them as tests to confirm the theory about the bacteria's effect. The villain then drops several mindless henchmen into the Avengers jet, forcing Cap to go out and fight them, but he finds out that these guys do not know fear and that they are not human and very strong as well. Cap, however, manages to fight them off, then jumps into Han's plane. Back in the Vostok camp, Banner feels horrible pain from drinking the infected water, and Tony says that Banner must change or the bacteria will rip him apart, as it did with the other scientists, and that they must get him to the safe chamber on the helicarrier before he hulks out. Meanwhile, Cap manages to get into the plane, while Marvel is forced to land the jet which was attacked by the henchmen. Inside the plane, more henchmen attack Cap, who manages to fight them off. Han then appears with Sorokin and tells his goons to back off. The villain introduces himself to Cap, who demands they land immediately, but Han tells Cap that Sorokin holds a bottle which contains billions of 20-million-year-old bacterial organisms, and that he has many bottles of the same bacteria that he would release on the countryside below if Cap does not back down. Having no other choice but to obey, Cap jumps out of the plane and tells Marvel that he needs a lift before he crashes into the ground. Marvel manages to get out of the jet before it explodes, then gets Cap, who trusted her to help him. Meanwhile, aboard the helicarrier, Banner manages to Hulk out in the safe chamber, while Tony gets the needed antibiotic to treat Hulk from the infection. Tony then gives the gun which contains the antibiotic to Jessica, who claimed she could control the Hulk. Jessica gets into the chamber and tries to remind the Hulk of herself, but she finds out that Hulk has lost his mind and completely fell under the control of the infection, which makes him see Jessica as a monster. Hulk attacks Spider-Woman, who manages to dodge the blow and tries to keep focused. She uses her pheromones to calm Hulk down, then injects him with the antibiotics. Hulk regains his senses and tells Jessica to get out. Tony then contacts Carol, who tells him that they had to let the villain escape, but still tracked his plane to a Chinese town in the shadow of a cliff with a huge base inside, where Sorokin tells Han that the Avengers must have tracked the plane. Han says that he expects that, and that he is so excited about having biologically superior beings like the Avengers coming at his door. Han tells Sorokin that the bacteria he extracted from that lake was supposed to allow him to grow his super army, which would help him achieving his goals. But Han found nothing but excuses from Sorokin, who claimed that he needed a catalyst and hosts, and when Han provided him with all his needs, Sorokin still failed to produce the super army Han was planning to create. Han tells Sorokin that when the Avengers arrive, he will infect the valley below with the bacteria, and wait for the Avengers to infect themselves as they try to save the villagers. Han says that he will capture the survivors from the Avengers, and will clone them, and would finally have his super army. Han wonders if he can clone Hulk and Thor, but Sorokin tells him that he can't clone a god. Han, however, says that they can't decide without trying first. He then tells Sorokin that he poisoned his drink with the bacteria-growing catalyst before kicking him into the reservoir, which is filled with the bacteria. Han then opens the reservoir into the town below with the intention of infecting the Avengers as they fly in to help. Meanwhile, Tony says that they've got 90 seconds before the poison reaches the villagers. Tony wants to go first, but Carol tells him that he might get infected, so it's better for her and Thor to go instead. Tony, however, says that Hulk is the one who should go, because he has been already infected. Jessica does not agree with dropping the Hulk and says that he is still fighting for his life, but Carol tells her that they have to do it because people are going to die. Jessica says that Hulk is not a thing to throw him like that, and that Banner did not choose to become the Hulk in the first place, but he gets to decide what Hulk becomes. And Hulk chooses to be an Avenger. With that, they drop the Hulk into the water to attack Han's base, while Carol and Thor argue about how to vanquish the tainted waters. Carol wonders how they can do that, and mockingly says that Thor should suck the water and spit it into space. Thor then spins his hammer with great speed and sucks the tainted water in a cyclone wind, then carries it into the atmosphere to make it freeze, where Carol throws it into space and saves the day. Meanwhile, the Avengers get into Han's base and easily overpower the henchmen before confronting Han, who underestimates their work and says that although they overpowered his body, they would never contain his mind. Hulk can't stand Han anymore and snaps his neck, then tosses him away, ending his evil once and for all. In this book, Hulk's regeneration and healing did not overpower the ancient bacteria, which affected his mind and made him see his friends as monsters. This is also one of the rare occasions where Hulk teams up with Spider-Woman, who sympathizes with Banner's tragedy and refuses to treat him as a thing. Hope you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Thanks for watching and have a nice one.